Right, there's one up there, and we got the other ones out here. I don't want to startle them too much, but these are all the very, very young ones, the 6 that we've just sort of recently weaned and started getting them out. Trap trained them a little bit. This is their second time out too, so it's good to see them out in the landing board. I had them out yesterday and they had a little bit of a peck around the ground and, you know, flew from roof to roof, and they all found their way back in here quite nicely, so I'm pretty happy. There's some starting to go back in now, but that's fine. I'm just trying to get them out every day now. Oop, there's a little mealy trying to find his way there. He's slowly getting there. It's only their second time out, but yeah, as long as they can get back up onto this landing board, I'm pretty happy, because if they can't, then they're definitely in some trouble. There's a few nice ones in this bunch too, which is really good to see. She's stressing a bit. I think she wants to go in. But I'll leave them out here for a little bit. I don't want them pecking around the ground too much. When they're young, it's okay, just a little bit. But I don't like that habit. That's a habit that I find quite hard to break. They've gone up on the roof. Because I think that's how our naughty pigeons last year were formed. They were a little bit too comfortable. This year we're going to be a bit stricter. What are you doing up there? Let's leave them for a second. We'll have a bit of a look on a few little things I've done today. Some changes in here we're going to have a look at. But little Messi is in here, and you think he's waiting for me because I cleaned his cage out before, and I think he's like, come on, feed me. Don't think we're paired up or anything. I can see you bobbing that head. Alright, don't get any funny ideas. Huh? You're a bit of a character, huh? He's so funny. I get in here with a scraper and try and clean everything, and he is attacking the scraper and everything. Like he's gone from this real timid little pigeon, and he's got into this real character. He's turned into a real character, which is good to see. It's definitely a few more days. It's Christmas Day today, but you know, I'm not going to take him across just yet because he's still got a little bit of puffing up there to do. But such a beautiful little pigeon too. This is one of my best kibble crosses. So yeah, I'm really like, I don't think you realise how happy I am that this one we've pulled through, because I was hoping to get as many of these BK crosses out as we can, so that you know, we can continue on with more of this breeding later on. So you know, this wasn't too bad. I was a bit stressed at the beginning. Come here. But we got there, so pretty happy with that. Give me such a character. Huh? Alright, so the barless hen and the cockbird we had in there, we managed to pair them up, and they were doing pretty well this morning. So what I did, I brought another pair across into this little love box, and look who it is. It's a big shock, so hopefully we can pair him up pretty quickly. They've actually been doing really well in here. Like I said, this little box seems to work so well because there's no distractions here. They can't really see any other pigeons, and it doesn't really cause too much distractions with them, because then they're just pretty much just focused on each other. So little ugly hen, that's her name. She's actually quite a nice little hen now. Let's drop her down and see what old Shock reckons. She's actually quite a solid little hen too, so if any of you do remember, she's the only one we got out of the 14 rings that we had that were special rings. She was the only one that, out of all those 14 that made it all the way to the race and made it home. We lost a lot on the way to the race. I didn't treat them any different. I'd race most of those every week or every second week anyway, in the other federation. But she was the only one. She done it all the way. She did turn up late, but we still would have clocked her in time for that special ring race. But I think I had 15 minutes to get to where I needed to be, but it took me an hour to drive there, so there's just no point. But beautiful little hen, and I think this is probably going to be the best option. If this little hen doesn't work, what I'm thinking about doing is probably when my Vanderbilt hen frees up, probably try that, because the Staff Van Reets are like an old school speed bird. They probably do still do all right, but these days the Vanderbilts just blow most things out of the water. So you know, maybe we'll try and cross some old and new and see if that produces something pretty well, but we'll see. Still beautiful birds though. Let's have a bit of a look in here. We shouldn't have too much exciting that's going on here. I'm still waiting for that hen to lay. She's got to be close, because the last few videos you've seen that she is sitting on that nest there. It's around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I think if she's going to lay her first one, it's going to be reasonably soon. They generally lay around that 4 to 5:30 kind of thing anyway. Sometimes that changes. We are in daylight savings now too, so that kind of throws things out. And Little Storm, she's got her 2 eggs there, first set to one of the Kruger cocks. So successfully we've got 2 of the Kruger cocks down with 2 of my hens, which is really good to see. And then we're going for a 3rd round there as well. So I would really like to pair up the Street Fighter hen, but she's just proven very difficult. And the cock that was paired up with her originally, nothing happened, and I've paired him up with the barless hen, so hopefully something exciting happens. And this is our little BK hen. She's a good girl, she's very sweet. So the little baby was looking at before, the blue bar, this is the mother. You can see kind of similar looks about them as well, so she's a good girl. We'll leave her be, we'll continue on. Only one egg in here, so it looks like Storm's only going to sit on that one, which is it's unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. You know, this pairing was really more of an experiment to see how she crosses into Apache, because Apache's got some really strong genes, and so does she. So genetically, normally what happens when she pairs up with someone, all the babies turn out like her, and then with Apache, all the Venstras in general is that their genes are so strong they override. It's interesting. So that's why I'm curious to see which one of these 2 genes overpowers and produces the baby. We won't go in there. We'll give her some chain, a bit of time alone. These 2 babies, I'd say they're pretty close to weaning out. I won't get in his way because he's like being hit by a brick. If he hits you, it's like a brick, that's all I'm saying. So they're pretty close to weaning out. I can probably take them out after the weekend and start weaning them out. They can probably go in with those 6 babies that we're just trying to break in now. That's kind of like that one. And you're still sitting on your 2 big eggs, King, which is good to see. Still waiting on these 2 eggs down here to hatch too, so can't be too far away. I generally stay away from this cockbird here. He's pretty wild, so I don't really want to damage any eggs. Oh, a bit of fight going on. I don't know why there's all these free perches and she had to go and land on the one that she was on. Now come on, girls. What I have tried to do is take off her race ring. 83's got a race ring on it too, so I'm going to try and take them off. I do need to sort of sit down and figure out how many rings I'm going to need to order for next year. So I'm taking the race rings off those 2 because I'm not going to race them this season either. So that's helpful, because you know, they're like only $3 each, those rings, so $6 worth of rings there we can save on. And you 2 little fellas, what are you doing? Come on. I was doing this yesterday actually, so I don't know how many have gone in. Just looks like 2 of those have gone in. The other 2 must be on the roof somewhere, so that's fine. We'll have a little bit of a look in here, but they know how to go in, which is really good. I've got that section shut up just yet, otherwise I'll go in there and eat all that food. And then all our older ones, they were out for a fly just before these younger ones, which was really good to see, and they're all doing pretty well. We nearly got them all kitted up together, so I will show you that, because it is really good to see this kind of number back in the air again as well. So it's yeah, it's just good. We're getting there slowly. It's actually cooled off this afternoon, so there's a nice breeze. Trying to get hey, those chickens, get out of that. Ooh, get out of there. They're really annoying. You'll notice that I've put this grate on that side because that's where they were bathing. But now they've moved over here, which is annoying because they do it where my supports are. So I'm going to have to get some more, something, wire to put around there. Come on, you 2. Don't get too crazy pecking down there. The chickens will get you. What's going on here? So the barless hen, She's been moved down in here with that cockbird. Hopefully keep them in there for a few days, then we might be able to open it back up again as well. We didn't get any eggs out of Rosetta yesterday, so she'd have to be pretty close today, so we'll leave her be. These babies are getting pretty close to weaning out too, which is really good to see. Still no eggs from that tiger grizzle there either. I don't know what's going on. Those eggs are cooking quite well, and we also got our second egg today from this pair. They are producing quite well for me. I really like the look of their babies. So yeah, they're nice and strong, like little rockets. Very similar to the little mealy hen in the breeding section, because this is actually her brother here. So I'm really impressed with those babies, and that line's been doing really well for us, so we're going to continue on with that one. And not too much is going on here. We've got 3 birds in here still, but we'll sort them out eventually. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.